Hey everybody, this is Mr. Cately, and today we're going to be taking some notes on surface area. Now hopefully area is not a new word to you. You should have learned about it a little bit in 6th grade, where you find the area of rectangles and triangles and other flat shapes. This year though, we're going to take things another step further. We're going to learn about surface area, which is, as our definition says, the total of the areas of each surface of a figure. As you can see from these pictures down here, surface area is going to be dealing with three-dimensional shapes instead of the two-dimensional shapes that you're used to. Some characteristics of surface area are that it is the total area on the outside of a shape. It is also the amount of area covering a three-dimensional figure. Covering is going to be an important word to think about as we move into real-world problems like painting houses or wrapping presents or designing cereal boxes. We're going to be thinking about covering the outside or inside of something with paint or paper or some other material. Now let's take a look over here. We have two of the shapes that we're going to be finding these surface areas of. We have a rectangular prism up top and a cylinder down below. Now, as you can see off to the left of each of these shapes, we have what is called a net. Now, a net is basically what a three-dimensional shape would look like if you cut it into pieces and laid it flat. Okay? It still has all of the same parts that the three-dimensional shape has, it's just flat. So, we can see from our three-dimensional rectangular prism that it has a front, a back, a top, a bottom, a left, and a right side, which is 6 altogether. We can see those same 6 sides laid flat in our net. Front and back, top and bottom, left and right. Now the cylinder's net is a bit more complicated, but we still see it. It's got a top and a bottom, which in this case are circles. All right, and we can find the area of those circles fairly easily. The tricky part is understanding where this rectangle comes from. This rectangle is the midsection, or middle section, of our cylinder. If you think about this maybe as a paper towel tube or a toilet paper tube, and if you think about cutting it right down the middle with a pair of scissors, you would end up with a nice unrolled rectangle, which is this rectangular midsection of the net. Things we want to avoid when thinking or talking about surface area are words like filling. So we're not talking about filling. We're not talking about putting things inside of things, putting water in a pool or soup in a bowl. We're talking about covering things, kind of the outside, a thin layer. We're also not talking about capacity, okay? So we are not talking about filling and we are not talking about capacity. Now capacity, some may be familiar with the word, is just a fancy way of saying how much something holds. So the capacity of a swimming pool is how much water you can put in that pool. The capacity of an elevator is how many people you can put in that elevator. So these are things that we want to avoid, and again with surface area we are going to try and think about the total area around a shape or the area covering that shape. That's it for the definition. Why don't you move on to the next video where you will learn about the formulas that help us find surface area.